Hey, what's up everybody? Today we're going to talk about how we can use GitHub to start designing your first web page, the public web page, to talk about your Imagine Cup Junior project. So I'm going to switch into GitHub to show you how we can use GitHub pages to publish for free your first web page. So let's take a look to GitHub. First of all, into GitHub, you will have to create your own account. So if you never used GitHub before, you will just have to create your own account using your email. And from there, you will be able to start building your first organization. So usually it's better to attach the project to an organization because using the organization, you will make sure that the project will be usable with by someone else, another team in the next year. So that will be super interesting for the school to keep all the different projects attached to the school itself. But anyway, you can just manage organization here and create an organization and invite your coworkers or the people from your team into the same project. So here I will stay with my own identity and I will create a new repository. That will be the place where I will store everything about my project. So I will store every single document I will create or every single file I will use or find on the web. And if I want to keep any information or any piece of code somewhere, GitHub will be the right place to do this. So here I will create a repository name, which is Imagine Cup 2021. So that will be the place where I will store everything. I will keep it public because that will be a public website, of course. And here I will create automatically a README file. The README file will be the very first file that will be available into your repository. And by default, that will become your home page. So that's super, super easy. And by default, you can see here that that will create automatically the default branch, which is the main branch where you will publish your work. So here I will click on Create Repository. And in just a minute, I will get my repository. So for free, you can just get here in GitHub, the place where you will store all the information about your project, okay? And that will be the initial commit. Commit is the way to publish the document to the public. I will click here on the readme.md file to open the file. And I will click here on the edit file link because the good thing with GitHub is I can edit the file content right into the browser. So I don't need any other tool to do this. So if you never write markdown language file before, you can find some very useful tool on the web, like for example, editor.md, which is a great tool that will help you to start writing the code on the left and get the result directly on the right. So here I will just copy and paste the whole entire content I've got here on the left, and I will just switch back into my initial page and I will paste my content right here. I will save my work going down into the page and I will commit the change. Of course, I will save and publish the content of the page will be publicly available. So now how I can just transform this information into a website. So here, the great thing about GitHub is for each repository, each project, you can just go into the settings here, the links you got on the top. And from the settings, if you are just going down into the page, so moving down into the page right here, I will find the GitHub pages settings. So here I will select the branch I will use to publish the website. Where will be the content of my website? I will select the main branch and I will keep the root because I didn't create any subfolder into my space. So I can click on save just to validate the creation. So that's all I need to just create the website. But the great thing here, if you just going back into the GitHub pages, here you will find the theme chooser option here, which let you choose a theme to add some color to your web page. So here I will click on choose the themes. You can see here I can switch between different themes, and I will just be able to select, for example, the slate themes right here and click on select theme. That will apply the change. So you will probably need a couple of minutes to apply the different changes. That is very, very important in an Imagine Cup to explain, to share with others what you learned during the project. That would be super important to explain what you learned, what problem you tried to solve, using which tools. And not only for Imagine Cup Junior, here in GitHub, even with a private place, you can just create a web page for free and you can promote your project. So that's super interesting. So you can make this website private if you want, or you can create a public facing website using this feature. So now I will just go back to the website and see after a couple of minutes if the website got published. So here, still from the setting page, I will just go down into the setting page, and from the GitHub pages, you will see this green box that indicates that the site has been published. So if I'm just selecting here the link and I will click on a new tab, you should see here the page available publicly to share with others through the project page, for example, into the ImagineCub website. That will be super interesting here to explain the different problems you try to solve, present your team maybe with some pictures, present your school, talk about people who helped you, what you learned, what technology you used, even describe the conclusion about the project. So of course here, that was very simple. I just used the first page. You can go and you can elaborate using multiple pages, create a full structure, a full website. But here, that will be really a great place to start sharing information in your Twitter feed or in your Facebook page or in the ImagineCub web page. So that will be super cool. I hope you learned something today because I learned a lot using GitHub and specifically using GitHub pages.